LA presents the Underdog podcast where we share life experiences and share stories. Today we're here with a very special guest, two guests. Casey's back on.
Yes.
This is the season finale probably because it's so nice right now.
Just one
But
light.
we're here with this man.
Just one lighting problem.
So this guy causes there's two things that happens in my life where I get a bunch of texts from girls that I have. Number one, there's two causes. Number one is my birthday.
Nice.
And number two is when Joseph Vincent is in town. I think you're like, are you in?
I'm in.
Okay, sorry. Care about video a lot because the way this man looks, this is the one that probably gonna be like, hey, why is he so far off?
No, it's fine.
It's like, can you back up and can you move in kind of thing. But we're here with Joseph Vincent. How you doing, Joe?
I'm good.
What you actually set it up so nice that it can only go downhill from here.
No, that's not true.
I'm pretty positive it's gonna go on after a person complaining in the middle of Casey's podcast. He literally knocked on the door. We had to open the door.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah. And then with Travis, there's like crows, planes, people smoking, like moving beach chairs. It was really bad. But Joe set up with the lights.
Well, there's an occasional like.
It's so nice here. We're here.
There's an occasional asshole that jumps in barges with an axe, runs around.
Right. But for those of you that don't know, Joe is a singer, just an amazing man. He really is. The one underlying thing that people don't know is how kind this guy is. No, really.
It hurts.
I'm talking about it. I wanted to ask.
Thank you.
When did you start actually singing? As a kid?
Yeah. No, I mean, I guess, karaoke stuff because my dad had a karaoke
Oh,
machine.
Magic Mike?
Well, no, it was actually a karaoke machine.
Oh, okay.
And we had like a case of VHSs, not DVDs, right? I'm just like old, like every decade, the pop songs from every decade. So like.
When did you know that you could actually sing?
My sophomore year in high school, my parents got me acoustic guitar for Christmas because I was in a Spanish class and we had one junior in our Spanish class. Lauren, my fiance, was in that class too.
Wow.
Yeah, but we weren't going out at the time, and it's just new things. It's just new things. And there was this guy. His name was Scott Goldbaum. If he ever sees this, he's the reason that I picked up a guitar because he was a junior and he sang his songs at the end of class, and I would just watch all the sophomore girls in class, just be like. And I'm like, is this the whole time I was just like doing this? I'm like, is this how you could talk to girls without having to just be like completely off?
Well, when you can sing like you, like I tried the same thing and it didn't work, and hence my rap career.
No, dude,
that's literally what happened. I recorded myself singing an NSYNC song on Windows 95, like just microphone, and I played it back, and I was like, this is what I sound like. I'm not gonna be a singer.
Well, I'm just lucky that I have supportive parents because they didn't really sound that.
Do they sing?
My dad does sometimes, and my grandma on my mom's side, she sang a lot.
Oh wow.
But I just had really supportive parents, and they were like, yeah, here, do whatever you want to do. But I wasn't that great. It took me a lot of practice and hours in the studio just re-singing the things, fixing my pitch. It's just,
Did you start playing guitar and singing at the same time?
Yeah.
Or at the same time.
Yeah, I was doing a lot of Jack Johnson covers at the time, Dashboard Confessional stuff. Yeah.
It's very similar to where Travis's was going, actually.
Yeah.
A lot of grandmothers sang. And a lot of parents, like your family also has singers. Like maybe it's a genetic thing, so I'll blame my parents for this.
Yeah. See, there you go.
I sing. They can't rap now. But they're very, very entertaining.
Know that they can.
They're really well spoken.
That's good.
A lot of lectures.
Oh yeah.
So by the time, you went to UCI.
Technically rap, I guess if you're like lecturing, like spoken word, right? It's kind of like that. Well, okay, I went to UCI.
And this was kind of at the.
You went to UC
Riverside.
Riverside. You were always at UCI. So I always thought you were there.
It's like the golden era of YouTubers during that time.
Yeah.
Like you had a ton, right?
Yeah.
Did you start? Victor Kim with UCI?
Victor Kim with UCI. Clara C. Scott Yoshimoto.
Oh my god!
Just all of Cabo
Did you know them before YouTube?
No, it was after.
Okay.
Like after I started watching them on YouTube, I was like, oh shoot, they go to UCI. Maybe I can run into them. So I was kind of like fanboying at the same time.
What'd you study at UCI?
I was undeclared for the first 2 years, and then I decided to go with public health policy. Decided to go with public health policy. No, I'm kidding. I still don't. I don't know how I graduated college. No, I'm kidding.
You're a smart guy.
No,
it's like this is not what I wanted.
This is not a. Yeah, no. But I made a deal with my mom because I was my sophomore year in college, I went to the Philippines with my mom, and I was going to stay out there and just kind of pursue a music career. But then we were sitting, I remember this very vividly. Me and my mom were sitting with like a representative from, I think it was Warner or whatever in the Philippines. Okay. And my mom, and she was like about to give us like a deal where like you would have to move out here and see where it goes. And
what year in college is this?
2009, I think it was.
So the year before you graduated?
No, it's like
2 years. Yeah, 2 years.
Yeah. 2009. It was before Ellen, before everything, before YouTube. I started getting managed. I was with my mom, and my mom was on the couch, and she was like, "All right, you finish college first, and then you can do whatever you want, and then we'll see what happens when you're 30, if that went."
That's awesome.
She literally said that. Like she quantified that. You know what I mean? And I was like, "All right, it's a good deal. I got time. You're giving me time, you know."
When how long before then did you know you wanted to pursue it?
That's a good question. You know, it was during the MySpace days. I always wanted to be like during Colby Calais times. You know, when like Jason Mraz. There was like a lot of the acoustic stuff was popular, or in the pop realm. And on MySpace, I don't know if you guys remember, they had the unsigned artists. Like the top 10. That was my goal, just kind of like build Celine to get on that chart. Never did, but I did see myself always kind of doing music. Okay. At a certain point, after I got my guitar, I was like, I just want to do this. I like writing songs. It's something that comes naturally to me, and if I put enough work into it, this could actually be something, maybe. But you know, in the meantime, I'll follow the structure of school, do what my mom wants to do because you know that's what they want, and I love them. So that's you kind of have a compromise. It makes sense, you know.
No, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So, when did the Ellen thing happen? What year did Ellen happen?
So that happened a year after that conversation I had with my mom in the Philippines. My mom was like, no, and then I completely just declined. I was like, nah, we just have to think about it. I have to go back to the U.S. and finish school, and that's when I started putting up. And this is when because me and my me and my fiance now, we split up for 2 years when I was in college, and I didn't post that many YouTube videos at the time because I was just trying to figure myself out. So, but when we broke up. I went back to UCI and I started to you know what, I'm going to start applying myself. And that's when I got into I really started getting a little bit more consistent on posting covers and like collaborating. Like we had so much fun, like doing so many silly videos. Like
I met Casey when you were performing
at Fab?
With NECA. With NECA. It was a very small show. Kevin Liam performed too. I went with Kevin. Right? And this is like, I didn't know what was going on, but I was so glad I was there for this moment because no one's recording this. You started singing this song, and I didn't know what was going on. And then you started marching down the middle. It's like, and I would want one.
The Proclaimers!
Yes. Dude, wow. And it was such an unscripted,
that's crazy,
live performance. And you came in, and you're like, ba-da-ba, and you're like, ba-da-ba, and everyone's like, ba-da-ba, and I was like, what is going on?
Dude,
it was such an amazing moment.
Shit.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. And I really wish you recorded that one.
I know, because
that's my favorite song. I revisited that song like this year because I'm playing.
I think I asked later. I was like, was this on purpose? I was like, no, just the organic. It was like it was a small show. It was very you went down the middle just stomping. And I was like, what is going on?
That's funny.
And I didn't know you at that time.
Yeah.
So I just met you. Right. Like I was like, what? Yeah. It was so like.
That's crazy.
It was Winnetka. Wow. Yeah, I actually asked him before we came. What city was that? I didn't know where that was.
Winnetka.
I don't remember.
Like a church?
It might have been. I don't remember what the show's called.
Right. I don't remember.
I can ask Kevin. Kevin brought me, so. But yeah, I remember hearing that. Okay, sorry.
Valley.
How did you find out you were gonna be on Ellen?
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I started doing the so that was the
sorry.
I completely digressed. I was like, okay, so my story from the Philippines. No, I started focus on YouTube videos, and then I got better. I got a Mac. I guess that's better equipment, but I was just using.
I think that helped everybody.
Yeah, it really did. I was using a really crappy. I just had a really crappy laptop and like one of those stick mics they use for gaming. So that's what I would use to record. And I got a Mac which had like GarageBand 2008, and I was like, sweet, reverb's a thing, and I had fun with that. I started playing with the editing tools. And I put up a cover of Replay by IADS. Remember that song?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's when I was like getting a little bit more consistent with like doing acoustic songs of pop songs.
You played that song on Ellen the first time?
Yeah.
And then Mike Posner the second time?
Yeah, that's right.
I think that was the first time I heard a Mike Posner song on the second Ellen show.
That's crazy, right? Because like Mike Posner, like the fucking that's so random.
So she just like, I mean, I don't know. She probably has interns on like this show.
Yeah, just producers.
Well, yeah, and they found you.
I like the show.
I like this show. Yeah.
You're like everything. I just do everything.
I mean, we have interns.
My intern,
it's me.
Yeah,
if I really had to put a credit list, it'd just be my name all over the place. But
Mike. You made a spreadsheet of just all you.
Yeah. So they email you? Is that how it happened? Or?
Yeah, they messaged me on YouTube. I don't know if they still have it on YouTube, like inbox, like just direct messaging. I don't think they have it on YouTube.
They probably do. You just probably have gotten so much that it's, yeah.
No, I don't think.
Is there no? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, no. I used to check the messages and it said The Ellen Show. And then it had a weird username and then a no-face profile picture. Clicked on it and they're like, oh, we would like to invite you out to the Ellen Show. We saw your video of IS. They didn't say invite you. We wanted to talk to you and see if you were interested. So I was like, this could either be a murderer or real, right? Yeah, for real. This could be like a crazy person or someone that's...
Or Ellen could be a murderer.
All right. Or...
I'm joking. I love Ellen. I love Ellen.
Soundbite.
Yeah.
Shit. Crazy time we live in. We'll get to that. But no, yeah, so I gave him a call. It was a Monday. And I had classes Tuesdays, Thursdays. So I was like, all right, cool. I'm in class. Give me a call. And they were like, yeah, so this is a producer from the Ellen Show. And we just found a bunch of online videos for Ellen's new Wonderful Web of Wonderment. That was her segment. And
I actually remember the little penis.
Grace and Chance.
Yeah.
And which is crazy. I saw that guy, but okay. The story. And they said, well, we're not confirming you to be on the show, but we're just interested. So are you interested? Would you be interested in coming? And if it is, we would probably need a 2-day turnaround. You would have to be here on Wednesday. I was like, yeah, sure, whatever you want. Whatever you want to do. And then they called the next day and like they sent me the paperwork. I'm like, oh, this seems pretty legit. And they're like, you can bring one person. I'm like, I'll bring my mother just in case like shit goes down. That she'll be able to like run away and then like tell someone that I died or something. I don't know why I go straight to like getting murdered.
What was the gap between the first and second time you were on Ellen?
I don't know.
Was it longer than a year?
No, I think it was the same year.
Okay.
It was a couple of months.
Okay.
We did online voting for like there were a bunch of other artists that came out for that segment.
I think that's actually how I found you the first time. I think.
Really?
Like the first thing I saw, I think was you on Ellen the first time.
No way.
I think, yeah.
It wasn't like through like mutual friends and like FAP and stuff. It must have been FAP.
No. By then, no. Actually, we met in Canada.
Yeah.
And I was telling Casey the story on the way here.
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought you were gonna be a jerk. Right?
Dude, Travis is the same thing.
Yeah.
And so is Jason. They're like, dude, this guy's gonna be an asshole. And you know what? It's rooted in something. I checked my past videos and my vlogs. I'm like, dude, such a fucking douche. Like I literally, I saw myself. I was like,
you think so? So
I just thought so. I
came in.
Calm down.
I think I knew the promoter of the show or something, and I met Alexa that weekend too.
Yeah.
And I said hi to her, and then I said, "What's up to you?"
Yeah.
And I just kept it going.
Yeah.
And then like a month later, I was down here for FAP.
Yeah.
And we met. I sat down in Cerritos. It was like a pre-show.
Yeah.
You sat in front of me, and you're like, "You look familiar."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah." You were like, "Have we met?"
Was that a Dalen's thing? Like one of those cafe places?
It was.
It's a Grind.
Oh. No. It was.
Yeah.
It was a Filipino restaurant.
Jeepney Grill.
Yes.
I have like a crazy memory. I have like a chronological memory of
so you're like, have we met? And I was like, yeah, we actually met up in, and you finished my sentence, Canada. And I was like, yes.
Oh,
right? And then finished my sentence, right?
And you're like...
No, the funny thing is, all right, then we have this conversation, we leave, and they're like, oh, we'll see each other in a couple days. Mm-hmm. And I remember I was going home, I told Stacy, she was with me at the time, and I was like, he's really nice. I was like, I thought he was going to be like real big jerk.
Oh, just like...
Yeah. And I was like
one of those guys?
Yeah. And then I saw you in San Diego, and you brought all your friends, and ever since then, I was like, wow, he's really nice.
Yeah.
That was like the first time I was like, the don't judge the book by its cover thing.
I'm glad.
And it was, we're talking about that. I was like, he's like, I can't name one bad thing.
Yeah, it's just simple living, you know?
I mean, he fills up my inbox with girls.
Oh, yeah, the two things.
Yeah,
Your birthday.
And I'm not, it's not an over.
Like, you're like, I'm not even even actually kind of joking.
Like, I only check my phone when I'm done hanging out with
Oh my god. I love Seattle though.
It's awesome.
I'm glad they reopened Tiggs. It's not the same.
It isn't.
But I don't know. It's just something about that area that it was in the first place. It's just the same nostalgia. We're so nostalgic.
Yes.
Does that mean we're getting old?
Nah. Maybe it could be.
Yeah.
It could be, but like I mean, even with music too, when you post, right?
Yeah.
How much of it's based off nostalgia then?
Oh yeah, there we go. That's the yeah. I do have a. Like we didn't talk about this already.
We talked about this off air, and I was trying to move transition smoothly.
Yeah, and I saw how you said it to you. You were like, so how did it?
Yeah. You opened up the door for me, and I just pushed it open.
No, that was great. I was very. If I didn't break that, I fucked it up for you. I'm sorry.
No.
But no. We were talking about like covers.
Can't take my eyes off of you. It's one recently.
Yeah, and you
great
were
story.
Asking,
yeah. Why'd you choose a song?
And I chose it because I just recently watched what's that movie? 10 Things I Hate About You. Yeah. With Heath Ledger. One of my
classic scene.
Yeah, and I saw him I love that when he was just singing it. And I was like, oh, I can hear this in like an acoustic jazzy. Which way it was?
I could do it better.
Yeah. No, what? No. I thought you said you could do it better. No. I'm like, I could do it. I could do it. Yeah, I could do better. Yeah. No. I just like to really. When I hear songs, I'm like, oh, that sounds like it sounds really good. How do I make it sound? I guess just acoustic the way I would want to hear it, but like not take away, like completely change the song. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because a lot of people always say that they want to like put their own spin on it, but then they kind of change it too much.
Yeah.
I always try to find that middle ground with each song. And sometimes I just like, I'm like, oh man, I want to see if I can actually perform this song. This is a really hard song. I guess we do it exactly the same. See if I. So it's just depends.
How long from when you started posting videos did you get to the first original song and video?
Oh yeah.
Few years?
3 years.
3 years?
Yeah, because I started in 2008, and then I posted my first original song in 2011. It was in January. If You Stay.
If You Stay.
Right. Yeah. And that's when I got with my management, and then that kind of that made it real for me. Like I got with a producer. I've never worked with a producer before that, and then I had songs, and thank God I didn't have a producer back in 2008, 2010, because I didn't write that. The songs were not that good. And not saying that the 2011 songs were good, it's just a little bit more developed at that point.
Huh.
Yeah.
What makes you, is it just practice then you think, in songwriting that gets better?
I think it's that. I think it's like how you and me are, we're very observant, we like to overanalyze. And when I was listening to a lot of different genres, I'm like, well, why is that good? What makes this a pop song? What makes these pop songs, but they're in different genres? Like, then we talked about the formula of how this pop song's been just the same song
over the years. Forever.
For like decades.
Actually, I've done one official collaboration with you on YouTube.
Oh shit.
But we are all in a show together. Did you know that?
Was it, which one? Dude, this is crazy. Like you're just like blowing my mind.
The unofficial collaboration that we all did was Scott Yoshimoto's My Own Show.
Yeah. I was gonna say that one.
Like when I was BSing my resume, like you have to collaborate with Joseph Vincent, Kathy Wynn,
That's
dope.
Danny K. Dan.
It's true though.
Because Scott credited me because he's such a nice guy. He actually put Fantastic Korean.
That's when you're holding the bounce.
I danced in the back. I did that too. I held the lights. I danced in the back. I was a backup dancer. I was J-Lo. Yeah. It was he was on the episode right after mine, and I was on the episode that Dan was on, Danny K. Dan.
Yeah.
And Kathy was.
We were 3 when we did that. You were in every episode, but I just remember that because I think I recently watched.
He's credited as writer and creator.
Who, me?
Casey Nishizu, yeah. Scott, actually, I was watching this interview by Sci-Hi the Prince. And he was saying Kanye West. The reason the credits is so big is because if someone comes in and he sees how you look and he gets an idea from it, he credits that person in the song.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah, but like what I was saying was Scott, like he didn't have to put my name.
Yeah.
I wasn't a big part of that at all.
Yeah.
Like I didn't even know him.
You were a part of it.
But he literally though took the time to not just get my name, but my
your
social media handle
social media name,
and attach both. Like, there's not a lot of people do that kind of stuff.
But he creates a lot of content, so he's real big about giving credit to people.
Yeah.
You
It's
know?
the empathy.
Yeah.
It's like if I was in someone's thing, I
just
would
a
want
good
to
guy. But yeah, I just wanted to know, like, you guys know
yeah.
that we were all in a collaboration.
Just wanted to bring that up, that we were all. You guys remember that, right?
Are you aware of the other Joseph Vincent on YouTube?
I am, because I've gotten comments.
Yeah.
I've gotten comments on my Instagram. They're like, hey.
He has like 280,000 subscribers too, or something. Right. Yeah.
You do that make the sport. You the same dude that's make the sports. The sports highlights.
Videos, yeah.
And I was like, no, but that'd be dope if I did both. Right?
I think you are the only person who has the same exact names with hundreds of thousands of subscribers. There's no two people with the exact same name.
It's crazy. No, I saw it and I was like, these are really good.
No, you know what I actually thought at first? I was like, did Joe make a career change?
Oh,
Did he make another channel where he's editing these videos?
Like,
and
I was like, switch the perspective. Like, these people are like, oh, is this the guy behind these videos? It's an Asian dude that's singing? Right. That's crazy.
Yes, but I didn't know if, I mean, you had to have known, because like there had to have been. Because when I was, I called it the interns at the Underdawgs, which is me.
Right.
When I was doing the research. So you guys are the first two things that pop up before any videos.
Yeah.
And then, it's
weird.
Right?
It's crazy.
He just edits.
Yeah,
he makes highlight videos of sports highlights videos.
It's actually really good. Yeah.
No, it is. And I was like, this is dope. I want to meet this guy. I'm like, what's my name? Because I'm sure I've been around long enough. No, actually I was. He just came up out of nowhere and I was like...
Sorry, right before this we're talking about original content. You did the single, and then how long before you did a whole album?
It was later. It was in 2012, maybe? Yeah, it was a year later.
A year later?
Yeah, because it took
how long did it
take
to make the album?
It took
a year, okay.
It took a year to make, because we were trying to figure out things, and with the producer I was working with, he was kind of starting to. He was, Did you meet him? Did you meet him, Dean Parra?
No.
No? He lived out in Anaheim Hills, so I made that trek out there, and I would stay there over the week. Yeah. That's extremely far.
You went to Anaheim?
Hills. So we're talking like the 91 you're going at. But no, I learned a lot.
I said, like I knew where that was.
You're like, you're like, Disneyland.
I just took the one word I knew.
No, that's good.
I know what a hill is.
Hills. Yeah, for sure.
Wow, I mean, we can split into two different ways. Is there a cover you regret making, or an original song you regret making?
Yeah. Oh, that's a great question.
Like sometimes, cause not the regret, but you're like, dang, I got caught up in the moment.
Yeah, you made a song and you wish you could change something about it. Like, it would be so much better if I would have done this.
Shit. I don't think so. I think at the end of every
great outlook in life, man. With like the ways.
No, I think you have to, or else you're just gonna be in a very dark place forever. This is what you have to do. If you look at the alternative, you're like, okay, well, this sucks over here. I have to do this. Like you kind of forced to. Especially in the business that we're in, you have to be happy, and people can see through that and see if you're authentic, and you actually have to be. So that's.
I think what you're saying is right, but I think a lot of them aren't.
You mean you're talking about like fake it till you make it?
Yeah, and then they blow up because now there's so much camera.
Because you're in front of so many people all the time that you have to bring that energy.
Which is how difficult is that? How difficult is that?
Well, I mean. At the time when it was like blowing up, when we were like a community and like the Asian, specifically the Asian American community in YouTube was huge. I mean, that was fun because it was new. We were young. We had time. Nowadays, I could see how like the vloggers, they do daily vlog. I can't imagine posting. I don't do that personally. That's why I was telling you earlier that I kind of give myself a schedule of every other week so I can quality over quantity. But I mean. Everyone's saying it that it's all quality or it's all quantity over quality at this point.
Stay relevant.
Yeah. Which I realize I can't. There's no fighting for relevancy at this point in my niche because like people are gonna listen to you if they are, and if they're not, they're not. That's all it is. And I just have to. I guess not, but I have to like do what I want to do, and then people who come and listen to me are used to that, so I don't have to change. I'm originally who I am. Yeah. I'm doing what I want to do, and the people who came know that. Right. And then that's it. That's the dynamic. I don't have to change it up, and I realized that later on because I felt like.
So your fiance, you knew before you sang.
Yeah. Right? Oh, we met when I was 16.
How difficult or not difficult is it for you to have that many female fans that hit up your friends and want to meet and hang out with you and all these things?
Number one, I don't have friends besides you. I don't have friends in
It's right here.
Yeah, it's just you heard it first.
Yeah.
No,
because I imagine that's tough, no?
She doesn't care. I mean, we're old now. Like, it's just, we're really just homebodies. Like, literally, weekends are made for just
relaxing.
Literally Netflix, like literal, like Netflix, and just sit down and do nothing.
That's awesome.
Like, we've been watching,
Yeah.
like, Boy Meets World is on Hulu right now. It's the best. Like, and I never watched it in order. I always watch, you watch on like Disney Channel.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't know. You guys are big boy. No.
I have every single.
Okay.
I just said.
That's
I actually
That's
model a few things, but like a few. I always thought you need a Sean in your life.
Yeah.
You need a Mr. Feeney in your life.
It's such
Yeah.
a good show.
Right?
Yeah.
You
Mr.
need a
Feeney,
Topanga in your life.
Yeah.
I learned a lot of things in there because I'm the oldest.
Yeah.
And I don't have any cousins in America or anything, so like there's a lot of things I model after that show.
Too.
It's just a great episodes. Specifically, when Topanga gives Corey the option to go on a date with Lauren to explore his feelings, and he takes it, right? And then she explains why that was wrong, right? She's like, but you chose to go, and now I'm making my own decision. I was like, wow, like
That's like
girls
fair.
are not saying what they actually mean. You have to actually navigate and care about and consider their feelings along with what their words are, being. And that one stuck out. What's the other one?
That was when they were in the cabin, right?
Yes,
the skiing one.
Yeah,
really
Corey's dad bought Corey's mom a trash compactor.
I remember
for an
that.
anniversary gift, right?
You're just referring back to the ones that are like, dude.
And he was saying,
women
"What you
communicate
wanted,
differently."
right?" But he's
That's
saying,
what
"This
you
is what you wanted."
Yeah.
And I was like, "This is what you wanted." When I watched it, and then she was like, "But not for my anniversary gift."
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I was like, wow, like that. I was like, what is he doing wrong? And then when they explained it, I was like, oh, that's what's wrong.
Yeah.
I was like, don't make that decision. Like, I would never buy Stacy a vacuum for anniversary.
And that's why we're good husbands/boyfriends.
Back to that.
So we think, right? Yeah.
I hope they watch.
And me too. Fucking assholes. No, but like it's funny that I took that away from it too, like just how to be a good boyfriend from Corey specifically, even though he wasn't in those.
But he learned, and then the greatest thing now. You say we live in nostalgia. They make Girl Meets World.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And this extent, you get to see what Corey became and their relationship. They even bring that back up.
Yeah.
And all this stuff, and I was like, wow.
I need to watch it.
Yeah.
They refer a lot back to the.
The original people too.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
That's dope.
It's amazing. And like you're right, we do live in nostalgia because I think we were talking about this. I gave him a list of how to rank Kanye West albums, right? Like I think My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy is the best Kanye West album, but it doesn't mean to me more than The College Dropout because of my age.
Yeah.
And when I heard it, I can't go back to that feeling again. As you get older, it's harder to recreate very special moments if it's not the first time.
The first time you heard something like that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
which kind of like parallels with like your first love kind of thing.
Right.
I didn't get into that, but it's crazy.
We don't need to.
Yeah, I mean that's what. Yeah.
So something that a lot of people, I don't know if a lot of people know or don't know, but me and Joe have always been very friendly, but we have bonded over watches.
Recently
since summer, right?
Yeah.
And how did that come about?
We were at Allen's.
No. I mean your watch. Watch. I know how that came.
How do we start bonding? Well, we were at Allen's. You're like, no.
I know how we found out about that.
That's funny.
Maybe I navigated that question wrong.
That was so funny. No,
when did you start a watch obsession, and when did you actually start doing something about it?
I mean, it started when at a young age. It was when my dad. I used to look at my dad's watch. He would come home every day and put his watch on the table, and he had a Casio DW500. I think it was like a astronauts use that watch, and then he had a tag, which I thought was like the greatest. But we're in the watch community. It's not looked upon as that great because
the vintage ones. I think the Hoyers. Yeah.
I used to call it tag Hewer because my dad used to call it tag Hewer.
I think Hodinkee changed my wording for a long
Right. And Hoyer is, I'm like, oh,
yeah,
that's cool. I told that to my dad, and he's like, oh, I didn't know that. I'm like, yeah, well,
So he was into watches.
Yeah, he was into watches, you know, and I would wear his watches every time there was a special occasion or a dance.
That's awesome.
But then, you know, when I got enough money, I got into buying my own watches. The first watch that I purchased on my own that I was like, oh, this is dope, it was a quartz. I didn't really know the difference between automatic and...
I didn't either until I really started...
Until I started buying things, right? And I went to like a Bedbridge. I got a Tissot, and it was for my music video, the Trilogy music video that I did back in 2013 for like 3 of my songs. I did like a whole like time travel thing, and I was like, I want to watch for this, so I bought that, and it was like a couple $100. I'm like, this is awesome. I want a diver.
Then you went nuts.
Then I went nuts. Yeah. It's literally buying your first one, then you go online, and at the time it was only Hodinkee that was like posting
now
stuff.
There's a lot.
Now there's so
you
many.
You got me on the Theo and Harris.
Yeah, great. I love vintage. Now I'm just all vintage.
Yeah.
I love vintage.
Was it Divers the Omega, the first one?
No, it was a Tag Heuer, which I sold.
Really?
I sold it to get a Omega.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I went back on Instagram. I don't know how I missed that post way back in the day.
Oh yeah. You saw I think you saw the one with you commented on the Moonwatch one that I posted.
Yes.
Yeah. That was my grill, and then after I got that, I'm like, shit, where do I go from here? And it's a weird thing because I paralleled that to like, oh, you made it. Now what?
Right.
Yeah, it's funny. But no, I got a tag, and then and they're like, oh, it's an automatic. I'm like, well, what does that mean? They're like, oh, you just move it around, it just winds up. I'm like, it's the coolest thing ever.
Right.
Yeah, and I just got into it. I started just doing online research.
No, yeah, you carefully look up.
Yeah.
The newest one, the Blue Dial Day.
Oh, the Rolex Day?
Yeah, it's so beautiful.
I haven't seen it.
No, the one you got.
The one I got.
Is it not
it's a Datejust.
Datejust, sorry.
No, Day-Dates.
I remember like you sent me the photo.
No, like there's no way I can afford. I cannot afford a Day-Date.
So beautiful.
No, but it's good because you can find really good deals on eBay.
Absolutely.
I love it. You just do your homework.
Right.
You just gotta make sure that they have a return policy just in case.
Yeah, like don't do stupid things. Like a $220 Rolex is probably fake.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Like,
100%.
If it's that too good to be true, it is.
Yeah.
You know? I actually, on my flight over here, I had the middle seat, the guy who had the aisle seat, I looked over, he was wearing a Panerai, right? And I was watching Wonder Woman, so I wanted to watch the movie first. Yeah. And then when it ended, I went to go to the bathroom. Yeah. As I was coming in, I was like, hey, I love your watch, man. And he was like, I love yours. And then we had this conversation about watches.
It's crazy, right?
It's all amazing.
Because all these guys were...
Yeah. He's a professor at the college. My alma mater.
That's awesome.
Yeah. He didn't tell me that though. I was creeping.
Good.
Because I was looking at his watch. I was like, all right, so how does he afford this?
Yeah. It's always like, what do you do to afford it? Did you save up?
How did you find him?
How to find him?
I mean,
that's a great question because I was about to ask.
Oh, he has a laptop. He's working. And he had his teachers, and he was fixing his slides, and it says Foster. Foster. And I know that's a business school at UW, because I went to UW.
Gotcha.
And he was doing a guest lecture at UCLA. I was really creepy.
Oh, wow, you read the whole thing?
The whole thing,
I love it.
While watching Wonder
Woman.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
They would give a full picture.
I'm very big.
On your life, if he creeped on you, he was like, Wonder Woman, what is this?
My wife thinks I'm a bad multitasker. Okay. And I probably am to a degree, but some things I could do at the same time. So, yeah, I think I went from one to, I was like, what was he doing? He pulled out his laptop, he was working. I was like, oh. It's like, is he a student? And then I saw him fixing the slides and getting ready, and it said teaching material, and then all this other stuff. So yeah,
and it's fun to like look at people and be like, what's their story? And you have this thing in your head.
Yeah, and then we had a discussion as on our way out. He told me he had 3 Panerais. Actually, he loves Panerais, and
they're really big though for me.
They're huge, but he's a very tall man. He looked like about 6'4".
He's a big guy.
Yeah, so
6'4". Oh, it's perfect. For him.
And then we would talk about other watch brands, and we just. It's funny because when you're into something that's so niche, you have a interesting. I don't even know his name.
Yeah. Oh, you were just talking about like I know what he does. I know where he works.
And then he was just like, he's like, and then he was asking about how I got into it and all this stuff. It was it's a short conversation, but it's interesting how that works out.
How'd you get into it? I never even think
So I grew up so in my household, my father's the oldest son, so we live with my grandparents, and my father never watched it. Actually, bought him a Tissot when he turned 60 because that's a big birthday in Korean culture. Yeah. And but my grandfather was a very well put man. He was just the neatest. Never had nice stuff. They were very poor.
I love that.
He wore like dress shoes. He always told me I still to this day. Yeah. He actually said habits that I still use. He had me put my clothes out that I'm gonna wear the next day the night before.
Oh, that's like
so I always mentally know what I'm gonna wear the next day.
Yeah.
And one thing he always loved was watches and hats, but different hats than me. But so I had this Mickey Mouse leather strap watch, that F5.
I have a Mickey one too.
Right?
Yeah.
And I wore that until it broke, and then my mom got me probably whatever the cheapest G-Shock was at the time, and I wore that for a while.
That's awesome.
And then I got to like 7th, 8th grade, and this is the height of the bling bling hip hop era.
Oh yeah.
And I was telling my mom I need like a silver watch, which is stainless steel. I was like, I need a silver, bright watch, right? So she got me this Guess watch, and it was like $85 or something like that. Right?
Yeah, it's a lot.
And for that time, for our economic status, financial status, she was like, you need to wear this till you graduate high school. If I buy you this, and then I'll buy you another watch. And I was like, okay. So I did, and then she didn't. And then I just bought myself, whatever watches for a while. And then she actually bought me another watch later, another G-Shock, because very nostalgic. Yeah. And then life, happens. Like you're saving up for weddings and homes and all this stuff. Yeah. And then I was looking. So how I ended up on this watch was I had 2 watches kind of narrowed down for a while, and we went on our honeymoon, and we were going to Mykonos. And from London,
I follow it.
So
online.
So from
I kept going to Mykonos, but yeah, sorry.
It was all rich people on the plane, and I was like, where are we going? I actually didn't know it was like that. Like it was like the Hawaii of Europe, but everyone was wearing these expensive things, and I saw like the 70-year-old grandfather wearing this watch, and I was like, it still looks nice. I was like, I want to. If I'm spending this much money, I want to make it so that it still looks okay on me that far down the line. Yep. Right? And then we started saving, and then was my wife was really the one that made it happen on my 30th birthday. So yeah, it was my birthday gift.
That's awesome.
Crazy.
Oh, I love when it's tied to like something with your significant
So yeah. I mean, because like I love watches, and it seems superficial a lot of the times, but I love things with stories. Like sneakers too. I love sneakers that have a story behind it. Obviously, we're here talking stories.
Yeah.
I mean, we do it all the time, which is why this exists. Like you guys share so much with me, and it infinitely just kind of makes me, I think, not smarter but wiser about my decisions and stuff. Yeah. So yeah, that's how I got into watches.
That's awesome, man. That's so cool.
All right, Joe. I got a few segments. Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right. So this one's called Please Explain.
Okay. Oh, it's like please.
Do you know what your first video on YouTube is?
Yeah, I do.
What is it?
It's Colby O'Donis.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, I know where this is going.
No. And then you actually say your dad's like setting up in the middle of talking. You were saying you didn't know how to transition talking when you weren't singing for a while, right?
Yeah, I could have easily edited that out, but I didn't.
Is there any more beyond that? That song was pretty popular at that time. That was the decision making.
That was literally it. I heard it and I was like, this would sound pretty good acoustically. I just did it. That's exactly what it was.
Okay.
Yeah, there's actually nothing more to that one. But I wore a stupid bandana on my head. I thought you were going to bring that up. You're like, please explain why you were wearing a bandana on your head.
Bandanas were popular then, so I didn't even want. Yeah, it was trendy.
Okay, cool. Because I just think it looks ridiculous, but I like to leave it up just to remember not to do that ever.
Why in the world did you make a song called Single Awareness Day?
Oh, that's a good story because that pulls back to Tom. No, we were in Australia. I vividly remember this. It was like our last day of the tour. And he goes, Valentine's Day is coming up, man. I'm like, yeah. He goes, you want to write a song for it? I'm like, nah, not really. I'm kind of like overwriting love song at the time. I'm like, oh, maybe an anti-Valentine's Day song. And he goes, yeah, do that. And then he started watching South Park, and then I went back to my room, and that's literally how that happened.
Wow.
It was like,
This is a much more incredible story than I thought it was going to be. Yeah. This took a weird,
it was in Australia. It was like very specific, and
I thought you were going to be like, I was just doing something for all the sad people.
Well, it was for me too. I was not that happy. So at that time, it was perfect. I'm like, let's do a happy sounding tune.
Okay.
But just have a completely sad message with it. And I'm like, that sounds perfect for right now. Okay. And it's gonna be a good spin. And it's been around. The music video's pretty funny. Casey Chan from JK, yeah. He filmed the whole thing, and we shot that in the 626. Yeah, I think we did. Was it everything there? Yeah, the tea house and everything.
Oh, it was huge. It was all over my feed. Like, you made everyone that make me feel bad for being in a relationship post that on my feed.
Yeah. It's a good song to play live because you'd be like, this is for all the single people. Yeah. Just go into it. Yeah. You get an easy woo, a cheap woo.
We went out last night to this club, And, and like everyone says they hate certain songs, but when it comes up and they go nuts, you know you love it, right?
Yeah.
So everyone loves Despacito.
Oh yeah.
How long did it take you to memorize the words? Because I thought you were gonna switch.
2 weeks.
Oh, I think it was like 2 minutes.
No.
2 weeks?
It took me 2 weeks. I was literally listening to it while I was reading it, and I just kept trying to do this. And then I had to memorize it, because it's hard to memorize a song at that point too, right? So you're memorizing it in a different language.
I don't know if you did this on purpose, but the greatest part of the video is he sings the Bieber part, right?
Yeah.
And when he gets to the Spanish, his face doesn't change. Like, I do this. Because I thought it was gonna go into English the whole time.
Like translate.
Yeah, because like you've made songs that have like a rap, and you switch out the lyrics, and you do that, and that's what I thought was gonna happen.
Yeah.
I was like, what in the world?
Yeah.
My eyes, as big as they can go.
But no, it was very difficult. But I was like, dude, this would be super dope, and it would make Mike get really surprised by it.
I was stunned.
But no, I do think of that, like what would be like something that you don't expect from me, and that's always the fun thing, right? Creating that juxtaposition. Like if you like dress like a, like I like,
no, I get it.
And I do the thing with my watch. I like dressing really dingy, but then wearing like the date dress. But then I also like to dress up in a suit and then wear like a Casio, and it's weird. I like this weird thing where they.
I'm gonna go to the anti thing with it. When I was buying the engagement ring for Stacy, and I knew I was paying that day.
Yeah.
Right? I dressed up in the most like ridiculous like hoodie, Timberland boots. No, you know the outfit that if you walked into Tiffany's with, they won't help you.
Yeah,
that's the outfit I wore.
Yeah. Did you get attitude for it?
No, I knew the one person I worked with, the jeweler. Yeah. She was. I mean, obviously I knew I was gonna run to her.
That's
funny. And then all the other person kind of just ignored me. But
oh, sorry.
That's all good.
Yeah, that's my ringtone.
That's all good. Now we know you're into John Williams, right? I love John Williams.
Yeah, Indiana Jones, any of those.
Yeah, so I love doing that too. Yeah. It's like when I'm about to read certain books in public and I know I have to read, like I like kind of dress the other opposite part.
I know, it's fun to like throw people
messing
off.
with people's heads.
Me too. I think I'm the same way. Like remember how you said like when I first saw you, I thought you were gonna be a jerk. I like making people think something and then completely just doing not that.
So you purposely made us feel like you're a jerk?
I kind of set that up for everyone else. No, I really look back and I was just way too happy. I was way too positive about my life because I was just trying to like make up for the fact that I was sad that me and my fiance split up.
Oh.
Actually, that might be very true.
Huh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that got real deep.
Yeah, no, it's like that got real, but like that's actually kind of how like, people do things to cope. Yeah. They're like, okay, well, what am I going to do with my time? What's my purpose? Because all throughout high school, you don't know who you are. You kind of define yourself through a relationship. The relationship ends, you're like...
I feel like this generation lasts even after college. What you're saying right now. Like, that's I don't know, it's hard.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I couldn't even imagine. Can you imagine like dating now? I can't. I don't think it.
He's like
I can totally imagine it right now. Wait.
Oh my god.
What? You can? You can't?
No, not me. I was like, dude, this guy's still gonna date. Like, no, can you imagine dating? I'm
just saying for us, I don't know, but like because we've been out. It's like being out and then going back.
Yeah.
Listen, me imagining dating now is like MJ thinking about what he would be like in the NBA. Like, dude, like it'd be bad
right now.
It'd be bad. Yeah, it'd be bad. Like,
that's a good.
You pull your muscles. Like, you wouldn't know what you're doing. You wouldn't even know where to look. You're slow to everywhere, I probably swipe. I swipe too slow on Tinder. I don't even know how it would work. I probably mess up the profile.
Probably.
Yeah.
This is not how to spit game anymore. Like, this is just wrong.
Yeah.
That's funny.
All right, how many views, man? Do you know what your top 3 most viewed videos are?
I know that one with Jason's on up there.
Do you know how many views it has?
No.
If you took an estimate, over, under, what number?
8.
Oh, that's very good. It's close. Yeah, 8.9. Yeah.
8.9.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the interns dug it up.
Right.
Number 2 is. What'd you think?
Oh, I mean number 2 video.
Yeah.
If you stay.
Oh, he knows this.
I know if you stay. I know if you stay.
You know what's interesting is actually it's very close, and it's hard for people who've done covers to have originals that rank that high amongst their covers too. I think.
Yeah.
You know how many videos you have that have 1 million or more?
No.
The interns at the Underdawgs.
Yeah. I love this.
24.
Okay.
That's incredible.
That's good.
That's
but if
incredible.
you look how many videos I've posted. and that shows the full picture, right? To everyone, how much work you have to put in to get those.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah. That's amazing, though. Man. That's crazy.
Yeah, I posted way too many, and like that. It's just.
This is how I ended up at Kobe Adonis.
Oh yeah.
Because I went down the hole.
Oh.
I counted. Yeah. I counted. I'm sorry. The interns counted.
Yeah. Just you should give them a name, like
Bro.
like Craig and Greg. Craig and Greg back at the Underdog.
Yeah. All right. So anyone who doesn't know, I'm a retired hip hop artist.
Yeah.
Right. No more rapping. So Top 5 Dead or Alive is a big. It's over. Man.
Come back.
It's over.
We go in the studio right now.
It's over. I'm not Jay. I'm more like Mace. Mace is done. I'm done. Jay-Z can come back.
Shake.
He came back though.
He did. I heard the Cam diss track. It wasn't bad. But
it went bad.
It's what I would sound like if I were to diss Joe right now. Kind of friendly, right?
Yeah.
So Top 5 Dead or Alive is a big topic for MCs. Top 5 favorite watches in no particular order. Whether
specific
you have
watches or watch brands. Ooh.
Can you do it specific?
Specific watches?
Yeah. Can you?
I can't put them in. I can't put them in a particular order.
No order. No order.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like. The Moon Watch is one of them. So the Speedmaster.
Yeah.
First man on, not first man on the moon, but
let's go keep one.
I like the Submariner.
Yeah.
But my dad he has two, and he let me borrow both. He's letting me borrow both of them right now, actually.
That's awesome.
And he's letting me because he doesn't want. He's like, I don't wear it that often, and it's not being used. He's like a, what do you call him? Where they keep the box in the safe queen, where they keep the.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, where they just keep it. They just keep it like away. They never wear it.
Oh.
Yeah, and he's like, I only wear it for special occasions, so I'll just take it from you. Then I'm like, that's fine. I try to keep giving it back to him. Oh, sorry. So top 5, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Omega Speedmaster Professional.
Yeah.
That's the Moon Watch. I like the. I'm gonna name watches that I have.
Okay. Yeah.
I like the Omega. I have a Omega. I like Omega. Omega Seamaster Professional. It's a titanium because I like how light it is.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I want an AP Royal Oak.
Me too.
The jump, like the JJ Randall.
Oh, JJ's?
Yeah.
JJ's watch collection is amazing.
Yeah.
Like his watch collection.
It's like a five watch, right?
Yeah.
Just
like just beautiful. His Patek is beautiful.
Yeah. Which
anyways.
Patek does he have? He's the annual.
Yeah. What's the actual reference number? It's
Yeah, it's the one with where it has the date.
Yeah.
Perpetual calendar. Yeah. That's obviously like the super grail watch. But I'm never gonna get.
Yeah, I'm never getting.
I'm never getting that.
Yeah, if I want a house, I'm never getting.
Exactly. You can't justify wearing that unless you're like Jay-Z or Bieber or something like that.
Yeah, their salary's a little higher than mine.
Exactly. They're a lot higher than. Yeah. So those was that 3? Did I name 2?
That's 4.
4. Yeah, the Patek, and then I guess what am I looking at right now? I mean, I'll just throw in the. I want an Explorer. That's exactly the OG Explorer. I really want the 36 millimeter.
That's dope.
The Don Draper one from Mad Men.
Yeah.
I like smaller watches.
I know you do.
Even though I named a lot of big ones that are like one.
But like you rock a Air King, and that's very solid too.
Yeah. That's my first one that I purchased, and I was like, this is the best deal on eBay, and this works out great. And then I took it to a watch.
He wore that watch when we went to lunch. And that's actually how it struck the conversation.
Yeah.
I was like staring, and then I asked.
It's like, what is that?
It's
small.
And then I was like, where'd you get it? I didn't say it's small.
No. My insecurity is like, is it too small? No, okay. You're like, what are you talking about? No. We connected off those 2 watches, the Air King and the Sub.
All right. So the next set of questions is inspired by the 2009 classic film I Love You Man starring Paul Rudd.
Oh.
So we are gonna start with Sidney Clavin, right?
Yeah.
So you know what to do.
Hey Peter, it's Sidney Clavin.
No, that's wrong.
See, he can finish it.
Yeah.
So Peter calls Sidney.
Yeah.
And he accidentally calls him Sidney Clavin, which is not his name. His name is Sidney Fife. And he was taking a risk because he's socially awkward, doesn't have friends.
Right.
What's the biggest risk that you've taken for your career?
Dang, that's a good question. Biggest risk that I've taken for my career? Working with Jason Chen. No, I'm joking. It was perfect. Jason, I'm just kidding. Oh, don't take that out of context. I'm just like, don't pull that out of me. Jason, I love you. I'm just kidding.
That's going in the trailer.
That's funny though, right? No, it's not. No, the biggest, that was a good move actually for both of us. Or maybe for me.
You have Jason, the interns didn't look this up. How many times you guys collaborated?
I don't
Just
know.
kidding, 17. I'm kidding. I don't know. I don't know.
Is it 17? I don't know. 17. 17. Maybe. I don't. My biggest move. I don't think I've ever done anything too dramatic. That I can think of. Have you seen anything? Cause I really.
You know the thing
really
I didn't know
lane.
before today, because you showed us around your place, is you film yourself. You have the lighting in the room. You record. You sing. You have the booth where you record. You edit your own videos and all that. I think at your level of subscribers, a lot of people don't do their own groundwork anymore because you don't have to. Right. You could get somebody if you wanted. Yeah. And especially living in Southern California, there's so many people who just want to be involved. Right. And I don't know if risk is the right word, but that's a decision I'm sure you internally made by yourself.
I just like having. I think it might be a flaw of mine where.
Battery. Yeah. It's okay. We'll just keep talking.
All right. No, I feel like it's a flaw. Like you would see it as a strength that like, oh, you can do everything yourself. But I think it's a flaw that I choose not to work with people. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'll never know until years down the road where I'm like, oh, that was a mistake or not. But
I think the beauty of behind knowing this, I was actually talking about Travis with this, is we see products for the final result and never the process. And like the Calvin Harris example, I said an exact same thing. So I'm hopefully I'll lead this a few episodes after. Okay. Calvin Harris did that song with Frank Ocean, and it was popular or whatnot, but it blew up when he posted that video of him like showing how he made it. Right. And everyone's like, whoa, like it takes all this effort. I mean, for you guys, you're like, well, yeah, duh. Yeah. But for an average person, they don't know how a song is made. Right. They don't know how a video is made. Right. Like, I guarantee if you showed that section right there, people would be like, what?
Like that much goes into that.
Yeah, they don't see that. Yeah. Like, they just see the video and they and they like, share, or whatever, but they don't see how much work. Because someone asked, like, I did the own editing, whatnot, and it's not on this level. Yeah. But they're like, why? It's like, it's so time consuming that if it's not my career, it's hard. Because like there's so much time that goes into it and effort. All right, so the next question is Jobin.
You got it, Jobin.
Yeah.
So
I love that you're using this as my favorite movie.
I know.
Oh, I do know this. You research. Your interns did a good job.
Yes, the interns. They're underpaid, but it's all right.
Greg and Craig.
So Sydney calls Peter a pistol after Pistol Pete Maravich, right? And he replies, but you got it, Jobin, which means absolutely nothing. Yeah. When were you completely clueless in your singing career and you just had to make it up a Jobin-esque time?
All the time. All the time. It's kind of like really just like jumping into the pool first before learning how to swim. That's what it felt like going on stage when I first started.
Where was your first performance? Do you remember?
Yeah, I do. It was at a coffee shop in the Valley, right? It was in Granada Hills, and it was an open mic.
How many songs did you play?
3. I played 3 songs, and they were all original, and the blenders were going. Seriously, the blenders were...
Kind of reminds me of the first episode of the Underdawgs podcast with airplanes going by, clothes roaring, and all that. So one day, maybe I could get the same amount of success that Joseph Vincent
I love it. That's great. Full circle, baby.
Yeah.
There it is.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
all right, next question.
My nightmare.
So,
this is my nightmare.
Right, so obviously this is when Sydney gets hit by the golf ball in the shin, right? He doesn't like golfing with girls.
Ready to play.
Happened, right?
Ready to play.
What is the worst thing that you had to go through in singing, other than Jason? Sorry, Jason. Throwing Jason under the bus today.
I know. It's okay. And when you interview him, he could definitely throw me too. It's fine. I'm used to being under the wheels.
Yeah. So what is the worst thing, though, you had to go through? Whether it was collaborating with a terrible person, was it a bad show?
I would say, for me, and I really do break down, is when I get sick when I'm on the road. I was in Australia, and it was the Tick Tick 2. I was with Poriotics. It was all dudes. It was Poriotics, Brian Puspos, J.R. Aquino. Our second show was Melbourne, or third show. We did an overnight flight from Perth to Melbourne, and I got really sick. And everyone went out the night before I didn't. And then at the show, I lost my voice completely. And I called my parents, international. I was like, I don't know if I could do this. Yeah. Like, I can't. I'm gonna perform to like 2,000 people with no voice. They paid tickets. This is bullshit. Like, I can't. You know what I mean? Like, I just felt like I wasn't delivering. But they were awesome. I figured it out. I did a lot of tea and cold. But that's literally a nightmare.
Wow.
I had that.
Right.
The worst one I had was in Canada. I was in Winnipeg. Oh no, I wasn't in Winnipeg. I was in Waterloo, and I completely lost it. Lost my voice completely, and I had to put all my songs maybe 2.5 steps down for musicians. You know, that's like super low from where I'm
right.
Because I was just basically like talking like this is like I was like, I'll give you my life. It's gonna be like that. It was like that for the whole show, but they like jammed with me. So, like it's just that's a nightmare. It's a nightmare to sing and not have a voice.
That's crazy.
Anxiety levels are just out of.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Like it's like to do a show and you're like I don't have it. Like it's like I don't know. I mean, but then I always picture like Kobe like playing with a broken pinky, right? And he's like, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna go out there and just shoot the ball.
He tore his rotor, like his cuff, and
and
he
then he
shot free throws with his left hand,
right?
And then he left. Or something.
And I always think of Kobe when it comes to those points, which is weird. And he was like dealing with that that drama with the the whole Colorado thing back in 2000. I don't remember what it was, but like he played even better because he's just like, no, I'm not gonna. It's not a good situation he was in, but I'm just saying that he just kind of stuck to it. So those are the nightmares. Those are the nightmares. Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll go up from here.
Yeah.
So, right?
Hands down, best fish taco I've ever had in my life.
Right. So
you
actually segue perfectly because you just named a bunch of cities, right? What is the best food you've had from traveling in your singing career?
I had sushi in Australia that was pretty good.
Sushi in Australia? Wow.
Weird, right? But I think that's the first time I tried salmon because I didn't eat raw.
Really?
Yeah, isn't that weird?
Oh. Well, I'm from Seattle, so it's kind of like a prerequisite to eat salmon quite a lot.
Yeah. No, but I had sushi in Australia. Was pretty good. I don't know.
Awesome.
All the Korean food is in K-Town here. And
it's true, man.
It's not from.
We're actually going right after this.
It's not from.
There right after this. I think it's the best in the world.
The best.
I do.
That I've ever
so
had.
Good.
Oh my god, it's so good.
So good.
Yeah.
All right. So common ground between everyone I'm talking with is they all work hard. They're very humble. The humility is a big factor.
Yeah.
Great parents, great support system. And I don't think it's one actual thing that makes somebody happy or successful.
Right.
It's an all-around process. And that's the thing. I mean, I've never met your parents, but I can feel what type of people they are by knowing you.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, obviously your dad loves watches, so
I
gotta be there.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Dude,
but thank you so much,
thanks,
man.
Dude.
Really.
I love you, man.
I love you, man.
Dude, I love you. I love you, bro.
All right, it's Casey. It's me. It's Joe. We are.
I love you too, Casey. Oh man, it's so good to see.